It's November, and I have nothing fun on the calendar until Thanksgiving. And even then, Thanksgiving is just football and paper turkeys, and I get bored just thinking about it. What about you? Are you bored at home? Waffle, are you bored at home too?
No. I have been perusing my calendar as well, and it seems that November 1st should have been Cook for Your Pets Day.
I do love to cook.
Sadly, there was no cooking for your pets.
Ooh, maybe that's what we can do.
Cook for your pets. I mean, pet. I mean, me?
Waffle, you're a genius. I know what we're going to do today.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm Erin with the Gwinnett County Public Library, and today we're going to make pancakes.
Pancakes?
Here's the thing I don't understand about cooking. You take a bunch of stuff and you mix it together and you stick it in a bowl or in the oven and it turns into something completely different. How does that even happen? I mean, is it magic or is it science? Butter used to be milk out of a cow. And have you ever really made pancake batter? It's sticky and it's gloopy and it smells a little bit like paper mache, and I love piñatas, but I wouldn't want to eat one. So what makes a pancake stick together and rise? Let's find out. Aw, don't be sad, Waffle. You know what might cheer you up?
Food?
Reading. I have just the book.
Fine.
Shh. While Waffle is distracted, we are going to make him his own special dog treats.
You know, this book isn't bad.
I'm glad you like it. Here's what we'll need. 1 cup of pumpkin, 1/3 cup of peanut butter, 2 eggs, 2 cups of whole wheat flour, and just a pinch of pumpkin pie spice.
Start with 1 cup of pumpkin puree and mix in 1/3 cup of natural peanut butter. Crack in your eggs and blend it all together. Add your wheat flour a little at a time and finish with a dash of pumpkin pie spice. Smush your dough into a ball and flour lightly so it doesn't stick to your hands and the counter and the rolling pin. Flour lightly so it doesn't stick to everything. Cut it in half so that your dough is easier to manage. Roll half of the dough out flat, about 1/4 inch thick, and use a cookie cutter to make a treat-shaped doggy delight. Sneak them onto a baking pan and carefully place into a preheated oven at 350 degrees for 14 to 18 minutes. Shh! Don't tell Waffle.
Making butter is fun, and you get to dance. Watch. First, you take 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Woo! It's almost as thick as glue. Once you've got that poured into a glass jar, you're going to put on a tight lid, and then you're going to shake, and shake, and shake.
Look what happened to our cream. But why? Heavy cream is made up of lipids. What are lipids? Well, lipids are the sticky molecules found in fats and oils, and they love to clump together. Lipids like to make friends. So they may start spread out in cream, but as you shake them, they break apart and hold on tight to all of the air bubbles you're adding. This is what turns heavy cream into whipped cream. And if you keep shaking and keep shaking and keep shaking, the air bubbles pop and the lipids re-clump, squeezing all together into one big ball, leaving behind the extra buttermilk. And this great big bunch of lipids is what makes butter. Once your cream has split into butter and buttermilk, this took me about 20 minutes, you need to strain off the excess liquid and rinse and rinse and rinse your butter. If you leave behind any of the buttermilk, it will spoil, even if you keep your butter in the fridge. Add a pinch of salt and voila! Just in time for breakfast. Let's check the dog treats. Looking good.
Do I smell treats?
No, of course not. You smell butter. Fresh butter. Sure is delicious. Quick, let's make some pancakes to cover up the smell of the treats. Shh. Pancakes sure are easy. All you need is 1 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar. In the middle of your dry ingredients, you're going to make a little well. And into that, you're going to pour 1 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You're going to crack 1 fresh egg. Oh, and I almost forgot the baking powder. I wonder if that's important.
First, we have to find out what makes pancakes so fluffy. And baking powder is a big part of that equation. Baking powder is a weak base, so when you add water, it releases our old friend, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide! The secret to fluffy pancakes is holding all of that carbon dioxide together in little air pockets inside of our batter. That's where gluten comes into play. Gluten is made up of glutenin and gliadin and is a big part of most wheat-based flours. When you get gluten wet, it acts like a giant floury net holding in all of the carbon dioxide bubbles, just like a string tying a bunch of balloons together, or a net holding a bunch of puffy round oranges. This gluten-carbon dioxide combo gives our pancakes their fluff. But how much baking powder is too much? And does it matter? Let's start with a batter that has no baking powder. Whoa, look at that! Without baking powder, these pancakes are flat as a piece of paper.
I smell food.
Now, let's add way too much baking powder. Whoa! Watch that batter bubble. With extra baking powder, these pancakes are almost too puffy to keep their shape.
Can dogs eat pancakes?
Now, if we follow our recipe and add just enough baking powder to our batter, the perfect pancake puff. That looks delicious. Look at all 3 placed side by side. Flat, too fluffy to hold together, and just right.
When it's all stacked up, the results are clear. A little bit of carbon dioxide and a lot of gluten make a big difference when you're baking. Now, all we have to do is add our homemade butter. Yum.
The treats are done.
Waffle, come see what I've got for you. What do you think? Is it delicious?
These are most acceptable.
Still bored at home? Miss Rosie and Miss Savannah know all the best books.
Hi, I'm Rosie with the Gwinnett County Public Library. And are you looking to treat yourself to a doggone good book series? Well, why don't you check out Hank the Cow Dog by John R. Erickson. Follow Hank, a purebred, top-of-the-line cow dog and head of ranch security, as he and his little mutt sidekick Drover solve strange mysteries during their patrols on a family farm in the Texas Panhandle. In the case of the swirling killer tornado, Hank and Drover deal with Charlie monsters, raw bacon, singing buzzards, and an ominous funnel cloud that encroaches closer to the farm. What will happen when the family takes shelter in the storm cellar, leaving Hank and Drover in the tornado's wake? Sniff out this book to find out.
Hi, I'm Savannah from the Gwinnett County Public Library, and if you're bored at home, I have a book recommendation for you. It's called Almost American Girl by Robin Ha. The story follows 14-year-old Robin, a Korean-born, non-English-speaking teenager, as she struggles with extreme culture shock and isolation during the upheaval of her life when she is unwillingly brought to America and has to contend with a new language and an entirely new culture. Her only grounding is her love for Korean comics and making art. This is a story of self-discovery and family ties. If you've ever felt out of place in a strange new world, this story will connect with you. I personally love that this is a memoir in comic form, so that we can visually understand what the author was trying to convey. If you're interested in a unique bibliographical experience, make sure to check out Almost American Girl. So if it sounds like something you'd be interested in, make sure you check it out.
Now we're all happy and full of pancakes.
And dog treats.
And dog treats. That's it for November. I'm Erin with the Gwinnett County Public Library. Waffle and I are thankful for all of our friends this Thanksgiving, and we'll see you the next time you get bored at home.